Hey, everybody. Welcome to the DLLS Cowboys podcast. We are live in Indianapolis at the Scouting Combine. We're finding out what this Cowboys defense is looking for, the latest Combine news. We'll be joined by Nick Harris and Dave Helman. Show starts. Meow. Hello, friends of ours, and welcome into the DLLS Cowboys podcast on Radio Row here in Indianapolis, where today we're actually going to start putting prospects on the field. The linebackers and defensive line will be on the field here in just a little bit. Out here in Indy, and a reminder to tune in on the DLLS Sports channel in the evenings as I do a little bonus stream where I can get all my nerd draft stuff in because Clarence just wants to talk about stuff Schotty said. You know, I'm like, okay, that's important, but I got to talk about Ruben Bain's arm length for 15 minutes at some point. My T-Rex. Hey, it's okay.
I'll take him
because his arms are T-Rex, and so is the rest of him. If you want to tussle with a T-Rex, you go take your best shot at him, okay?
What parts are you speaking of?
The lower half.
Oh.
Bite your head off.
Oh.
Mount you in the ultimate display of dominance, Ruben Bain.
Say something. Any man that don't get a shape up or a haircut before he comes to one of the biggest days of his life.
He's serious about football.
Serious about football.
These kids don't care these days.
Nah,
they don't really get groomed like y'all.
Caleb Downs was
like
groomed.
all of some of them, but these
You
kids,
can get a shape up or something.
they don't get.
You gotta get
like
a
they
shape
used
up
to.
or something, man.
They don't do like they used to.
You're about to be in front of the national football world. You're one of the popular top 10 names that they're talking about. You don't think for 1 second that they got a barber in the hotel. At the hotel, the players stand there.
They don't care about
You
that.
ain't got to get one at home.
They wear their hair nappy though.
Can I use that barber?
Can I say nappy? You know what nappy hair is?
Yeah.
Don't answer that.
Yeah. I know. I remember Nappy Roots.
Yeah.
Oh no, hell no, boy. Y'all done up and done it. Anyway, Schotty talked about some things. We've got a better feel for some of the things they want to do defensively in Dallas this year. Hello, my name is Jeff. And I am next to former Cowboy wide receiver Jesse Holley.
Yeah! Twerking him, Indy.
I've been looking for something. I didn't show up this time.
He is next to the greatest beat writer in the history of the Dallas Cowboys, Mr. Clarence Hill.
Walking through the convention center.
You should learn to watch the producer because we can't hear the drops being played. That's why he's holding his hand up and then doing this when they're done.
Walking through the convention center, show followers stopped me. I love you guys. Yesterday, love you guys.
Did you guys mention that I met a listener?
Is Jeff here? Huh?
Did you mention that I met a listener?
Okay, all right. Because John, this is a John thing. Was it Angel or was it Angel?
It was Angel.
Ugh.
Yeah, it was Angel.
And you're doing that to John.
Suck it.
Don't put that in my face.
And if you're allowed to, I don't know how
Put that in my face.
I don't know how to say this with it being proper. Technically, I guess you might have thought it could go either way, and it was Angel.
It was Angel. I said Angel.
I think Angel is more common. And I was just making sure we were respecting the soft G if it existed. Also, Jesse, what you just did is literally why we have an AI-generated song about what you just did. Why you can't do it.
Yeah, can't do that. And you're wearing sweats, too. You're wearing your Fabletics sweats. That's a problem. Biggest things that we learned from Schotty, I think it's worth kicking around what we feel like we know better about the defense that they're planning to run, about the things that they're looking for in certain players and positions and things like that. Do you think I'm wrong? That's I think my top of the list.
Yeah, I mean,
you're gonna say Pickens, aren't you?
I'm gonna say there wasn't much meat on the bone.
No, it was just happened to have media availability with the Cowboys head coach, so everything he says we'll dissect.
You know, us.
I tried to ask a question. Clarence didn't let me.
I'm sorry.
Nobody let you.
Yeah, I tried.
You gotta jump in there, man. You gotta jump in there.
I tried.
Jump in there.
I tried.
Before you answer,
Clarence has asked his 17th one, so I was like, well, let me not try to jump over him.
Before you answer his question, I'm standing behind him, and
Coach,
My boy is trying.
Coach,
My boy tried about 3 or 4 times to get a question, and he's bouncing on the tip on the balls of his feet.
I can
right?
do this show all day. Be it first of all, standing is not great when you need a knee replacement, and when I'm planning to try to ask a question, I am anxious. So I'm bouncing around.
He's bouncing around on his toes, and I'm dying laughing
Trying to get one in.
because he's trying to get a question in.
Trying to get
And
one in.
every time he tries,
No.
like even a dude who walked up late and gave him some question advice, like, "Hey man, you got to just keep going."
He
in
jumped
there.
me.
He jumped you,
But he went with authority.
He
You do a good job of inspiring players.
major-
What inspires you?
Oh my God!
super authority.
I rolled my eyes at him like, dude, what
I
you
was
doing here?
dying laughing.
Yeah, the first time that I tried and it wasn't happening, I turned
So you got to
looked
get
at
to the
Jesse
front.
and that guy, and I was like, "It's okay. It's how they
Yeah.
go. You know, you just keep going." And the guy's like, "Yeah, you got this." And then
And
he
the
jumped.
very next time, he's like,
You
"Oh,
can't-
Schotty."
You can't be the cool guy in the back. I'm 6'3". I'm cool. I'm just gonna laser.
Now he
up
was
here.
trying.
Sit in the back.
He
You gotta
was
come to the
trying.
front.
That's why I don't want to be a beat writer. Y'all got to compete about
But
stuff.
anyway, what I was gonna say is we're having dinner with Schotty tomorrow, lunch with Schotty tomorrow. So we'll get in the weeds.
Just us girls.
That's us girls. We'll get in the weeds more and ask specific questions because I don't think there's a lot of meat on the bones. It was interesting, the George Pickens things, and Schotty likes to say generic answers, give you generic answers. He's not worried about Pickens missing time if he is on the franchise tag. Have you talked to Pickens? No, I haven't talked to him, but I plan to talk to him. When?
You want to be messy?
Who
When?
did he talk? Who
You
did he
wanna be
talk?
messy?
But he talked to CD.
Yeah, huh?
He talked to CD.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you make
Why
sure
you not
stay,
talking?
He
Since
tight with CD.
since
Why
you
he tight
playing
with George?
basketball and all this,
you
why
make sure you stay in
why-
contact with your
why
number one wide
ain't you
receiver.
talking to CD? Why you talking to Pickens every week?
Because they're just not as tight.
But he's playing basketball. I beat him at basketball.
Yeah, it's best not to worry about all that.
He just be saying stuff sometimes. You know that, right?
Yeah. And I'll make my prediction on February 26th. I think the Pickens thing is going to be a messy offseason with lots of headlines, the way that the Cowboys, at least in some ways, enjoy it. Because I just think that's a tough one to work out. And I think that the Cowboys are going to view it as what they're asking for, we're not going to pay. And so at the end of the day, I think George Pickens is going to play under the tag. I think he won't do anything in the offseason. He will not show up to training camp. His agent will advise him not to. They'll try to pressure the team to get a deal done.
Will he miss games?
I think he might miss 1 or 2 or however many you're legally allowed to, and the year still counts. I think
gotta
that
get
this
6
will be-
games.
Yeah, you
You gotta
can
get
miss like 10 games.
10 games. You got to get 6 games
I
in
don't,
to
I
count
don't think
as
he's going
a-
to miss games because you don't get all your money. He want to get all his money.
Yeah, I think he will be either at the very beginning or near the beginning of the season. This is just my prediction today. Because I think that contract's hard, and I think the Cowboys struggle with those contracts. And I think the two guys who run the NFL more than anybody are used to running over the Cowboys, and so they're willing to wait it out and play that game. And I think we're going to have an off seasons where we'll see George Pickens when it's time to play football, not when it's time to practice football.
Right.
And he will play under the tag.
And
That's
that's
what
the word from talking to agents at the combine. No one expects him to show up on the tag. And that's what you're not. No one shows up on the tag. Let's be honest about it.
Dak
And-
Prescott showed up.
No, he didn't.
Well, and technically,
He
no,
did not. Steven's being disingenuous when he said
Yeah.
Dak Prescott showed up.
I know.
There's a COVID year where he skipped even the online stuff.
Yes, he
until
skipped
got his
online
deal
stuff.
done. And the other one, they tagged him and signed him like 8 minutes later.
Right.
See, let me be messy.
You
today.
being messy. I know, but
being
Steven likes
We're
to
just
say that.
correcting Steven.
Okay.
Yeah,
He lied to the
that's
people.
what we're doing.
He lied to the people
Yeah,
again.
because it sounds good. Oh, that yeah, no one shows up on the tag. No one shows up on the tag, and so the Cowboys don't expect them to show up. But they understand that, but they don't want to. They want to see him do it again.
Yeah.
He had a good year, but they want to see him do it again. You know how they do. We love you. Miss all, be late until it's time to pay you. When it's time to pay you, I need you to be a leader. I need you to be for the off-season program. You're a leader now. You got paid. I only pay leaders, right? That's
If he
the
really,
narrative, right? We heard last year.
if he really wants to get paid, you know how you do it? Walk around the Star a couple days, let Jerry catch you in the hallway, and go talk to him about your money. And then after a day or two of doing that, be like, but obviously call my agent. He'll get mad at you and trade you, and they'll pay you. We're 1 for 1 at that strategy. So I guess the stuff that I really enjoy is like the football stuff and guessing what it might mean or like what kind of players we're looking for. And so when they're talking about it, and Schotty told us, like, yeah, we're running a 3-4.
Mhm.
And I will say, Clarence might fight me on this. I thought he made it pretty clear that that's not Quinnen Williams' preference, but like he's obviously down to do whatever. But he was like, Quinnen was excited about being that attack player,
Right.
The 3 technique D tackle, and he was like, but 3-4 is best for our team. And the fact that he went out of his way to say Quinnen, I was like, that's interesting. That means Quinnen was like, no.
Well. Clarence did ask him a question about Quinnen playing different, like Clarence asked a question about in the 3-4 with these 3 different tackles, who's going to play where? Who's going to play the 3? Who's going to play the outside?
That's a good question.
And so when he said that, that's when he started going into more specifics about who can go and play where. And then he ultimately said, he was like, but Quinnen, anywhere you put him, he's going to be good.
And I think he also gave us the sell job he gave him.
Right.
Where he's like, and this is not a 3-4 the way you picture it if you're our age playing Madden growing up. You're not going to have one guy over the center whose job is
Tony Saragosa.
I go like this, and I do this and this and this.
And it's Wolford type players.
Right.
That's what
We're
classic 3-4
We'll still be attacking, but it will be a 3-4 defense, but just not the way you're picturing where it's like you 3 guys' jobs is you don't get to have any fun.
Right.
You go like this, and then you look around all day. Like, it won't be like that.
Yes.
But I enjoyed getting just a little tidbit when he was talking about the guys who are going to play outside linebacker. And if you want an announcement, it's crazy because I was standing there and somehow I missed it because I guess it's just not a thing that registered to me at all that Maris Leofau is going to be an outside linebacker. And then I heard after some sort of follow-up when he was talking about what he can and can't do or whatever. And I was just like, man, it's weird that that's a big story. Like, Maris Leofau is going to be like player 48 on this roster. I don't know if he'll be on the team, but okay, I guess that's notable. He was a linebacker, and an outside linebacker in this defense is more like the way you would picture a defensive end.
Right.
We knew Donovan Ezeraku is going to be a starting outside linebacker here. He's going to be lined up on the line, outside, and who's going to be the other one? Today, I guess it would be Maris Leofau because there's nobody else on the team. But going through when he said what we're looking for at that spot, he gave 3 things, and he gave them, it sounded like, in order. Set the edge, get after the quarterback, and occasionally drop.
Right.
And he did note,
if you can rush,
the better you are at rushing, you probably ain't going to drop a lot.
Right.
Yeah.
We'll let you rush. And so having that description while we're at the combine is making me go back through. Like, I'll watch these players, I'll rank these players, and I'm like, that don't really fit. That one don't really fit. I'm going to have to rework some things in my brain about the names that I think are relevant for the Cowboys when you give that description.
In addition to that, I don't think that is a strength of Maris Leofau to move him on the outside. Not a guy who sets the edge. He talked about his length and his arms.
Yeah.
Not a guy who covers really well.
And he is a long-armed guy. Like, he does have that.
And so to talk about our conversation yesterday, this is why, in particular, you're bringing a guy like Brandon Jordan, excuse me.
Yeah.
Because Maris Leofau doesn't have pass rush moves, right? And so now if he's going to be that outside linebacker and he's going to be blitzing a little bit and setting the edge, then you're going to need a guy who specifically can develop those things, can give you an opportunity. Because once you start being moved around as a player in this league, not as oh, you're a special guy, but as we don't know where to play you,
right,
you're getting closer and closer to the door.
Right.
Like that's a difference. And I think Maris may even fare better if he wouldn't play like strong safety than he did trying to play the rush in or that rush outside linebacker. He has some work to do this offseason, but he should be one of those guys that is with Jordan every single day in the offseason trying to perfect his craft.
I mean, let's be honest. This is, he's on his way out. I mean, he's been there a couple of years.
Probably. I mean, at the moment, once they have enough players on the roster.
And he played outside linebacker in the 4-3.
Right.
He was not an inside linebacker. He played outside linebacker. He's not a 3-4 inside linebacker is what they're saying. So we're trying to find a position for him. We're trying to find something for him to do. That doesn't mean he's going to make the team.
Right.
But we're just trying to find something for him to do. And
you just said what I just said.
I agree.
You said what he said.
You just said what
he said it, and then you said it. In the super chat, we got Red Feather Workshop said PHNX Diehard. Any luck finding Jerry's? I don't know that word, so I'm not going to say it because I don't know if it's good or bad.
What do you say?
Seriously, as a fan of another owner-run team, what will it take to get them to modernize? We just have to be thankful for the little bits we get. So, like right now, I'm very thankful that Jerry Jones was not at CP's introductory presser. He let a coordinator have his own presser. Yeah, Christian Parker. I apologize.
Sorry.
He let him have his own presser. Ain't that nice? I hadn't heard from Jerry a lot lately. Ain't that nice?
He's talking Friday, supposed to.
Saw him bust last night.
We built a coaching staff. We built a coaching staff, and I didn't hear much from Jerry, and it doesn't seem like guys that Jerry would have hired if Jerry did it his way. So I'm going to take that dub. We're going to take the dubs we got so far, and we're just going to accept it. Because, yes, the owner-run teams, it can be tough. It can be tough. Barrington, I'll catch you on the other side. We got it is the DLLS Cowboys podcast. We are live at the Combine. We've still got more things from Schotty. We got more things from the Combine itself, and we're working our ways towards Nick Harris and Dave Helman on the show. It's all next on the DLLS Cowboys podcast. What would you guys say to free food and drinks at Community Beer Company? Air DNA is putting on a World Cup Roadshow. And what they're going to do is you can go there and find out how much money you can make renting out your home on Airbnb for the World Cup, and they'll have experts to help you understand how to actually get that done. They're the big player in the short-term rental data game, and they want to invite all of our DLLS friends, all of our homeowner friends, to come on out. Have a good time. Totally free, March 3rd, 6 p.m. You can RSVP at airdna.co/Dallas Roadshow. You'll also find a link in there to their World Cup calculator where you can type in your address. You can see how much they estimate that you could make in seconds. Check them out. Come on out, March 3rd, 6 p.m., and you can RSVP there. Be sure to RSVP for the Air DNA World Cup Roadshow at airdna.co/Dallas Roadshow, and that link for you, my homeowner friends, is right there in the description of our YouTube as well. Shout out to our friends at Wild Fork Foods Meat and Seafood Market. I will never stop telling you guys, one crack at it, give them one shot. It's where I go for my meats at all times now. I didn't know. Wild Fork Foods is absolutely incredible. Whether you're going out there and you want to get you some steak, you want some chicken, you want some seafood, you want to get wild and get you some rabbit, some alligator, some ostrich, they got it all. They have over 250 cuts of beef. They have all of the other meats you could dream of, friendly butchers who are knowledgeable, everyday low prices. And I can buy my whole meals there because they got mac and cheese, mashed potatoes, asparagus, all sorts of different sides as well. They blast freeze everything, which maintains its freshness. The brisket's great. Chimichurri outside skirt steak. Oh, goodness. Frozen's fresher at Wild Fork Foods Meat and Seafood Market. Their organic grass-fed ground beef is 85% lean, $6 a pound. About the best I've seen out there. So try them out at one of their 9 area DFW locations, Wild Fork Foods. Learn more over at their website, wildforkfoods.com. Welcome back, all our best friends, to Indianapolis, where it is a little bit cold outside, which is why I make sure I bundle up. We're not going to have any dangerous things happen to me out here. I go layers on layers on layers, shiesty mask, beanie.
It's not that cold, though.
Long john.
Man.
I've seen it be cold, and I've seen people struggling. And so it's not going to be me. Jesse, when we were walking to go get something to eat, he was fine. Right. But towards the end of the walk, I look over. He got the hands pretty deep in the hoodie.
Hands got cold.
That's why I got my ski gloves on.
But as you walk, you warm up.
Yeah, my hands got cold. But no, Jeff has leather OJ mitts.
I mean, I saw them mitts. Like, what is
he has leather? He has leather mitts.
Pocket. You don't need to carry that.
They got like a little zipper on them.
You don't need all of that. It's not that cold.
What you're not going to do is they got me slipping in Indy.
They got a little zipper pocket right there.
You can put a hand warmer in it.
It's actually an old hand warmer.
I have my skiing hand warmer. I think is in there.
It's not that cold.
A little crusty though. Yeah, let me get that.
I've been in Indy with snow and ice and single digits.
I almost lost a friend here. Okay. Because neither one of us was ready for the weather. So I'm going to be ready, just in case.
You are ready. But as we walk from our Airbnb
shout out to the pink house.
To the facility,
a little cold.
It's not that cold.
A little cold.
I don't even wear my jacket. I just wear a hoodie and walk because I'm warm up by the time I'm here.
A little cold. I can't use my laptop with these on. Barrington's in the super chat. He said, being skilled at a craft doesn't equal leadership. Talent alone doesn't make someone a leader or justify a leadership role, especially when the Jerry expects true leadership from those they pay. Why? I don't want to do a bunch of Jerry stuff, but I don't think when Jerry was talking about like Micah, I don't think it's a real thing to him where he's talking about, I expect you to be there. And this, like what he's trying to do is use that as pressure to get guys to do what he wants before he pays them their money. Like, I know I'm in a contract negotiation. I can kind of turn the public against you if I lay it out there that, well, if you're a leader, you'll be here. And it's like, well, no, I'm an NFL player trying to get paid, and I'm going to do what NFL players trying to get paid do. That's just a pressure tactic, and Jerry's supposed to do that. I'm not killing him. It's a good plan.
And that's why they've come up with this narrative from character to football character.
Right.
You might be a
If he was a leader, he would have
thug
torn
off
his
the
ACL.
field, but you show up.
The thing is, and I'm sorry for cutting
That's
you
okay.
off,
That's okay.
but Jerry has been chasing his white rhino for a long time.
Mike Irvin.
He's been wanting
Don't I say white buffalo?
or rhino,
White rhino?
not
Okay.
white rhino,
Maybe.
White what?
White whale.
White
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 whale.
whale.
It's a white whale.
Neither one of us got the animal right?
white
No, you
In
were
the
both-
chat, did we
you
get
were
both get it wrong?
tragically-
White-
tragically incorrect.
white stuff.
It's
Well,
been
that-
white that he's been chasing.
White stuff.
Whatever the animal is, the animal is
White House. What?
But seriously though,
That's an indie.
yeah. Whoa. But Jerry has been chasing
White
Some kind of white animal.
some kind of
at Glory Hole.
white animal, some sort of, because that's what Michael Irvin was. He has said it on countless occasions that the heartbeat of this that 90s dynasty, the one guy who he could trust to get the team in order, to be there, to be that leader, despite what Michael was off the field. And we all know what that looked like off the field. But we also you were here, but we've all heard the stories of what Michael was on the field. And as he begins to pay these more and more lucrative contracts to these players,
It's a lot of money.
he's looking, yes, the quarterback will always be the leader of your team. It's just the position, whether you want to be a leader or not, it is inevitable. If you play that position, it requires a level of leadership that you must possess in order for your team to somewhat be good, right? And so he has that in Dak Prescott. So he never has to worry about that position or that player not being what he's called to be or is paid to be or any of that. But let's be honest, fellas, Jerry is chasing that. That's what you said it countless times. That's where the feelings got involved when it came down to Micah. I'm going to pay you like this, but I need you to be my Michael Irvin. I need us to have that almost you're my son type of bonding relationship. And so he's looking for that. And every time he has to go out and pay one of these guys to be that, he wanted CeeDee Lamb to be more of a leader, and he wanted Zeke to be more of a leader. And guess what? It's not going to change when he pays George Pickens about what he wants from George Pickens. And you can already tell by George Pickens' personality. Yes, does GP love football? Absolutely. Is he anywhere near interested in being anyone's leader of anything? Absolutely not.
No, he's just comfortable being him.
George Pickens is like, listen, I'm worried about me.
Yeah.
I'm no one's role model. I'm no one's
Charles Barkley.
I am not your role model. I am not the guy that's going to be looking to for the pregame speech. I'm not the guy that you're going to put in front of a camera. I'm not the guy that you're going to go and put out in front of the community. I'm not. But what I am going to be, when I put the football helmet on, when I tie these cleats up and they roll the football out, click the lights on, I'm gonna be a dog. Right. I'm gonna be a bona fide German Shepherd,
Belgian
Corso, a Belgian Malinois, a Rottweiler, a Doberman. I'm going to be whatever dog you need me to be on Sunday, in between those lines. And he hasn't found that yet.
Yeah, and you're a locker room guy, and you guys always talk about the locker room. What are you creating when you let a guy miss meetings because he's a dog on the field?
Are you creating the thought that if anybody else is as good as him, you could try it too?
You're creating.
I'm asking, what are you creating? Because you also
nothing.
create a monster. You also create Dez too. You also create a monster.
It's in every locker room.
It's in
every locker room. What your hope is that I have enough other good guys to kind of almost pacify that or cover that up where it's not an issue.
Right.
Where you begin to hurt at is, and this is the part that the Cowboys, where I feel like the Cowboys begin to things slip through, is everyone knows the star guy is going to be able to do that. You know that. It's been that way since high school. Right. You know that. But what you can't allow is the others to do that. You got to nip that in the bud. You can't allow, and I know people hate when you can't allow the Josh Butlers of the world to think they can
Easy,
do
dude.
what I'm just saying.
I don't think you got to worry about Josh anymore.
There was a reason why I could not be late to meetings. There was a reason why I had to be the first on the field. There's a reason because I wasn't as talented as Des Bryant. And so it was made very clear early on. You don't try to do what he does.
Matter of fact, you're responsible for him.
In some instances, they were like, in fact, you don't show up unless you got him with you. That's the nature of the beast. So I don't know about you creating anything. That's in every NFL locker room. What you hope is that you've created a bigger enough. You have more other guys who are doing it the right way, so that one guy or two guys aren't the majority of what's in your locker.
You mean so like maybe like CD doesn't end up out past curfew?
You hope. Yeah, you hope. You hope. You hope you have more Dak-like guys and Solomon Thomases of the world and Javonte Williams of the world in your locker room, so that one little bit of a little bit of GP isn't that detrimental to the overall locker room.
Ron Sr. said Dak's our leader. We know, and he's good at that.
Ron Sr.
Rollo, he said Turpin is our leader.
Stop it, man. Stop
CD.
it.
Again,
Turpin's
one of those guys that you have to make sure you got to sometimes go, hey now, you're not 88. You're not 88.
Don't play with us.
Don't do that. You're not 3. You just because you're in the room with them, you're not them. Get here on time.
As we were recapping the press conference, us B guys were lamenting the fact that none of us asked about the kicker.
I don't think you have to. I mean, you already got yelled at about it, and you didn't even do anything.
I know.
People out here getting yelled at.
Can't some stuff stay off the show?
That's why I hinted. I didn't say a name. I didn't say what happened.
Boy.
I didn't do
an apology video.
That's right.
Somebody did an apology video.
Got cussed out.
I mean, I think the kicker thing, and I have been wrong before.
Right.
But I think the kicker thing is just so easy. The Cowboys offered, correct me if I'm wrong, to make him the highest paid kicker in the league.
Yes.
Whatever the number was.
It's a little under $7 million.
Okay, so they offered to make him the highest paid kicker in the league. And he has a very good agent who has a very good history of smashing this front office in negotiations, who's probably saying, oh, that's a nice offer from you. Let me tell you something about what we would like.
Right.
And then if the Cowboys, their answer has to be, look, we'll make him the highest paid kicker. He's a really good kicker and we like him. But we're not doing crazy stuff for a kicker. We think we can find a kicker, so we'd love to have him. Here's what we can do. And if not, he's going to play on the second round tender.
Right.
He's going to make less than $6 million.
Right.
So would you like him to make more than that for years?
Right.
We got you.
Right.
If not, I bet he's playing for 5.8 because I don't think anybody in this league is going to give up a second round pick for the right to pay him 9 or 10, whatever the number would be. I don't think that's going to happen.
And if they did, the Cowboys would take that second round pick
in a heartbeat.
I think.
And
they would. They take that second round pick in a heartbeat. And
because every player in this draft is graded as a second round player. Even the ones going first overall.
We can talk about that too. So, as I was told by someone, a lot of kickers making 60-yard field goals a day. You ain't done special.
Yeah.
Damn.
I want a bad kicker. I want a kicker that my coach is scared of. I want the coach on 4th and 6, can't trust the kicker.
Let's go for it.
Might want to give it to Pickens and CD.
I want to do that.
That's what I want to do.
You got that. And I know we got guests coming up. Would also Schotty talked about the importance of the slot.
Oh, yeah. I think, and again, Clarence, you know more about this team than anyone on planet Earth, so correct me if I'm wrong. But I think if you got lucky and Caleb Downs was available at 12, we wouldn't have the safety playing next to Hooker. We'd have our slot. Because the way they're talking about it sounds like what they're going to do is that nickel corner, you can call them that if you want to, but you could also call them the star is what a lot of people would call them in college football, where the goal is, can he cover your slot? Yeah. Can he blitz your quarterback?
Oh.
Yeah.
Right.
Can he torpedo a screenplay? Yes. Can he at some points drop back and cover a deep half if we want to do some disguising? Absolutely. Can he cover your tight end? Yes.
That is going to be I have a strong suspicion that is going to be the leading charge of this defense in this draft / offseason, they're going to search out that guy for that
And
defense.
that guy's important.
Because you don't have to sub.
Yeah.
Jesse talks about how teams want to play with more tight ends.
Right.
They run out 3 wide receivers. Caleb Downs doesn't care. Got that guy. No problem. They run out an extra tight end. He steps forward. He says, that's fine too.
Yeah.
It's whatever.
And I'm glad you brought up Caleb Downs. And we don't know if he's going to be there.
No, we don't.
But if he's there, I was told Caleb Downs is more important or more impactful as a slot than a deep safety.
Yeah.
In this defense.
Yeah.
Can be more impactful as
Yeah.
a slot than a deep safety. So he can do that. He fits that bill.
Sign me up.
And
Darren
you know,
Woodson
and my
2.0.
question was, do you draft a slot in the first round? 'Cause
Yes.
historically, you don't do that.
Weird draft.
I know. Historically,
Yeah,
you outside
NFL is
corner.
changing.
I think two
I know,
things. That
but he can make
and
that
weird
difference.
draft.
Right.
Like, I think that there's so much uncertainty about almost everybody that's
Right.
going in the top 10
Yeah.
that it makes a guy who's at least a very complete prospect where I can absolutely do that.
Right.
When in a lot of years, if you had the right pass rushers, the right offensive tackles, the right wide receivers
Yeah.
that you felt great about, he'd slide down a little bit.
Right.
But in this one, you could take Caleb Downs at number 3 and I wouldn't blink.
Right. Right.
And we'll see how it all plays out. We are out here at the Combine, and we're about to have ourselves a special guest. The man who forced Clarence to take this job. The Star Telegram was like, look, Clarence, we got a guy coming. You might want to find somewhere to go. Nick Harris of the former Star Telegram joins us next. You guys may know the Combine, the NFL Draft. It's pretty much my favorite time of year. I love the sports. I love the football. I love the Cowboys, but I love the NFL Draft. And so I want you to be as well informed as you can be. And if you are a diehard right now, or if you're signed up to be a diehard, you get access to the absolute best NFL draft coverage out there. Our very own Fran Duffy of the ALLCITY Network, he does all this work and he does it year round. And so you can get access to his draft guide, all of his different rankings, all of the scouting reports. The Cowboys are going to pick 2 players in the top 20 in theory, and you can know everything about those guys. And if you think that was the guy that you want to learn about all these players, you can watch them yourself. You could. I like to do that. But maybe you want to do what I do in every other part of my life, which is take shortcuts and just have everything just presented right there for me. And his draft guide, that's what it does for you. You can sort it by position, you can sort it by rankings, and then you'll know everything that you want and need to know about the newest members of the Dallas Cowboys. Or maybe you're just a draft nerd in general and you want to know all of these things. You can spend hours and hours and hours perusing the draft guide that Fran Duffy puts out for us. It's incredible. And what a great value, because it's $36 for 1 year of Diehard membership right now because it's Combine Week. So you get the best coverage from the Combine. You get access to the draft guide, the scouting reports, the rankings, all those different things. And you get all of that for $36 for a year instead of the standard price of $80. That is our Combine offer for you. And of course, it does still include your free t-shirt. So you can cruise on over to the DLLS the merch store and take a peek at all those things. Maybe you want the Stay Shiesty shirt. Maybe you want the 88 Club shirt. I think some of our hockey shirts are absolutely awesome. So whatever it is that you want, you can get that all squared away. Just head on over to alldlls.com. Make sure you're signed up to be a diehard and take advantage of all of these things. Do that or else. We just got a pep talk from Brian Broadus in the background letting us know we need to be great this segment. So we're going to try our best. Oh, the camera's over there now, isn't it? Hey, everybody. Welcome back. It's the DLLS Cowboys podcast in Indianapolis on Radio Row out here. We're getting ready for some workouts this evening from linebackers and defensive linemen. But right now we are joined by Nick Harris of the Fort Worth Star Telegram, the second greatest writer in the history of the publication. And we appreciate him stopping by. How you doing, Nick?
Doing fantastic. When you said workouts, I thought y'all were about to go workouts.
We do have
They've
to
been
run,
ducking that smoke.
Getting ready for the workout.
They've
We've
been
run a
ducking my
40.
smoke all year. We supposed to
rightfully
race.
so.
They
Rightfully
ducking
so.
the
well,
smoke.
I get a head start. I get the Whitner.
The Dante Whitner.
I think,
we
he could
could
beat, I think he could beat you if he was running on his knees.
Look, I got
Why
nothing to
you
lose.
doing that, man?
I
He's
guess
like 6'9".
He is, but he can
We're
run
the
on his
same
knees.
height,
He
and
not
we ran
beat
the
us run
same
on his
40.
knees. He can beat us straight up for sure. No one's disputing that. He ain't beat us run on his knees.
Wait.
Yeah.
I just need a
No,
3.5
You
yards
I
and a
might-
40. That's
you
all I
might-
get.
you I might get
No,
skipping.
all I'm doing is 20.
I might
I do it with 20
I
yards.
might
ain't
get
doing
you with a
40.
hard A skip.
No, you ain't get me there.
A skip
I
or
got a
B
quick-
skip.
You
I
could
got
beat
a-
him with an A skip.
I
For
got
sure.
a quick start, man. I'm quick on man. I got
We'll find out.
quick twitch muscles.
Yeah, just
We'll
like
find
the crazy
out.
have athletic body. I'm yet to find
Chris
anybody
Kringle.
to say that.
Chris Kringle, talk to him, man.
Guys, can we talk
All
to
right.
Nick Harris for a
All right,
second?
I call him Chris Kringle.
From Schotty today, because the nice beard.
Yeah,
But
that
it's the
red
wrong.
beard.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it
Remember the old Santa Claus coming to town? Chris Kringle, that's my guy.
Schotty talking about the evolving of the offense in 2026. Things got to change every year, right? You got to do stuff different. You got to evolve things. What did you find interesting about that conversation?
Yeah, Clayton Adams had told us late in the season, I had asked, hey, now that you have a full off season, what are you excited to sit down with and tinker with and toy with? And he said, the luxury of having these two elite wide receivers, I want to really dive into that and see what we can do with it, because they didn't get the full off season to really toy with that and build it out. And so he's like, now that we've seen 17 games or 16 games of those two guys being able to go with each other, what could that look like going into 2026? Do you have a question? Go ahead. You got it.
Didn't they have a full offseason do that last year? Why didn't they do that last year? They had them in minicamp, they had them OTAs, they had them in training camp. Did they not know what they had in Pickens
Well, we're
coming?
just getting you in now. We're
I'm just asking.
getting you in.
It's more
question.
about the proven product, right?
Yeah,
You
I'm just
understand
saying.
what you have,
Yeah.
and also trying to maximize CD at the same time. Whereas now they see what George Pickens can do on the field, and the big thing that they said is the starting point is we want to move George Pickens around, and he wants to do that. So that's going to be fascinating. Mr. Holly.
If you don't ask the follow up, then I get to take it.
Yes.
Okay.
How are they going to do that if George Pickens is not in OTAs and minicamp and training camp? Because I doubt that he shows up on the franchise tag.
He's getting the franchise tag.
Yeah, so do y'all remember Trayshawn Holden? He wears a number 3 jersey, and they pretend that that's him for 6 months.
Okay. Yeah, they're like, we're still doing it. Somebody emailed George what we did today.
But instead of starting at the line of scrimmage, they start him at like 3 yards ahead. So, that's where the difference is.
Dante Whitner.
Put some big old boots on him.
Sound like Dante Whitner.
Dante Whitner has to start right there.
They bring in Jordan Lewis one day to kind of cut up with him, piss him off a little bit.
Okay.
That would be fun. Brandon Aubrey, thoughts?
I think it's hilarious that Todd France is doing humiliation tactics on reporters out here. I think that is so funny.
Does he return phone calls?
Not one bit. It's the damn kicker. Like, Brandon Aubrey's great. It's the damn kicker.
My guy.
And
guy.
If they are willing to make him the highest paid kicker in the NFL,
That's it. That's all you got to do.
Take that.
That's all you got to do.
It is a restricted free agency. It is not the Dak Prescott free agency that Todd France has dealt with, before, where they were able to squeeze every single dollar out of the Cowboys. It's not going to be that.
But they've done it.
And if they want it to be that, okay, hey, $5.8 million, you'll play this year, have fun. We'll let you walk at age 32. Who knows? Maybe you have a bad season.
But you know what? A closed mouth don't get fed. You can't get mad at them for trying.
You're allowed to ask.
You can't get mad at them for asking.
Yeah.
Okay, now
Yeah,
I
yeah.
ask, you're going to tell them I'm going to take this 6.5, 6.7, whatever it is.
Not 7.5.
It's not 7.5.
I'm messy. I'm sorry.
But
you're on the show of messy.
But
We drive a messy mobile every day.
You got to ask because the Cowboys have caved many times.
Yes, they will do that. Well, it's about
I
time.
don't blame Todd France. I'll say that.
Yeah.
I don't blame him one bit. I would be doing the same thing. I'm with you 100%.
About time for him to hold this L, though.
Yeah.
About time to get one.
Yeah, give me an L. My kicker's making damn near $7 million a year. I took an L.
Not
Yeah.
10. I mean, his quarterback is still how long was it when he signed that deal? He's still
3 years ago.
Yeah,
the
it was,
highest paid quarterback.
It was 2024. It was September 2024.
Okay.
But Josh Allen has signed since then.
Yeah, 24,
Lamar's about to sign again, and I don't know if he's going to beat it.
Yeah, these are multi-time MVPs. Yes.
Todd's got some big dubs on his record.
100%.
Gotta hold this one.
Anything else from Schotty that jumps out at you? Because I felt like it was not that we didn't learn anything, but we're not going to get giant things here unless he's going to announce to you that like he announced Marist Leafau is an outside linebacker.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a guy that exists on the roster, but like that's not a huge deal. Lipke, is that a big deal?
No.
Go get us some more Lipke?
I feel like this is the second or third offseason in a row we've heard about that. Like, let's actually see that.
It's a yearly thing. It's
yeah,
Lipke.
it is.
Okay.
It is. Let's
What behind the curtain? Lipke guy.
Oh yeah, I'm a big Lipke guy.
Okay, you know what?
I love
Hey, what
fullbacks.
behind the curtain?
I love
Lipke guy.
fullbacks.
So he and Todd Archer go back and forth in the media room over Lipke. So
I have a
big
real
time Lipke.
I have a real Lipke question. So this
Before
will be
you
my
get to
only. Yeah.
fullbacks are like kickers. Let's be honest.
Well,
Absolutely,
Lipke's
but I
not
love
asking for $10
fullbacks.
million.
I love yeah.
Yes.
I'm not saying give him the whole offense.
They
It's Hunter
offered
Lipke.
but give him some touches.
They
It's
offered
Hunter Lipke.
They offered
Come on.
Lipke whatever
Every time
dollars,
we
and he
give
went
Hunter-
yes.
Every time we
Hold
give
on.
Hunter Lipke a touch, it's a touch that doesn't go to CeeDee Lamb, a touch that doesn't go to George Pickens, a touch that doesn't go to
And I'm not worried about that.
to Javonte Williams, a touch that doesn't go to Ferguson.
Yeah.
Like they're like
Well, we
it's
don't need
Hunter
to-
Lipke.
I
It's
get that.
Hunter Lipke.
Lipke might average more yards per catch than Ferguson.
That's probably true.
The fight I had with Todd Archer last year was Hunter Lipke was more valuable to the team last year than Jalen Tolbert. 100%.
Yeah, I think so.
100% across the board.
Because
That
if
was the
Jalen
fight
was
I
on
had
the
with
field,
Todd
it meant
Archer.
that one of my three best receivers wasn't. So that's not helping.
That's also true.
Does like that could be a real thing? Like Lipke's a fun little, well-rounded. You can hand it to him. He can block. He can catch. Whatever. Like he's a fun little guy. Not little guy, but does the amount that he actually gets utilized rely 100% on? Does Jaden Blue become a real professional?
I don't. I think it's separate.
Totally different.
I think it's completely
Yeah.
separate. Yeah.
Okay.
But they do have hopes for Blue. Just talking to them, they do have hopes for Blue can take the next step and be that you know that guy you want him to be, because he still has that 4.3. He still has some things, that juice, and what I was told, they do believe they wore down Williams last year.
Well, yeah,
They
he
wore
played
down.
all of the snaps.
Yeah.
And he was only 17 years removed from an ACL. You got to be careful.
Well,
with
but
those
he's
snaps.
never had that many snaps before.
You know, Nick, one of the things that Schotty did talk about when he was talking about moving guys around, right? And he didn't close the door completely on the Tyler Smith moving out the left tackle, but he did mention that we feel really good when those three guys
Right.
are in the interior.
Gonna play the best five.
Are they going to kind of like, if we need to in an emergency, in a pinch, move him out there? But for the most part, we're going to go into next
Let's
year
see what Tyler got.
with Tyler Smith being our left guard and not our left tackle.
Yeah, no pun intended. He's the safeguard for being left tackle. It's if Tyler Guyton gets hurt and Nate
Safeguard.
Thomas. Yeah, you see what I did there? If Tyler Guyton gets hurt again and Nate Thomas is a disaster when they bring him in, then
Nate
Tyler
Thomas.
Smith is
Nate
the
Thomas is not your left tackle.
No, I don't think so.
How far away are they from?
I think he could be your right tackle eventually. Could be.
Not this year. They're keeping.
Not this year, though.
They're keeping
Not
the
this year.
boys.
But I kind of hope not.
Exactly. You hope you get a premium draft pick.
Right. And like, how far away and how realistic do you think it is that they could do one of the things that Schotty said today? And it's what everybody says. It's what you're supposed to say. We're going to pick the best player, right? He referenced CeeDee Lamb. He made it. They weren't looking for a receiver, but CeeDee Lamb was available. I don't think that this team's close to being able to use the 12th overall pick on an offensive player, no matter what.
Yeah.
Like, how much do they have to do in free agency for that to be close to true?
You have to fill out the starting defense. Yeah, you would only have to have one or two spots on defense that you don't have starters there.
Which is a real starting safety, a real starting linebacker.
How many starters do you have right now? Let's see. Malik Hooker, DeMarvion Overshown, Donovan Ezeraku, Quinnen, Kenny, Osa,
Maybe
Adizua.
are all three of them playing together to start a game? I don't know.
Sure, let's say that they are.
Bland.
Bland.
They'll say Revel. They'll say Revel.
You
Is
need a
Revel
slot.
healthy,
You need a
know?
slot corner.
You need a slot.
end,
You need
a
another
linebacker,
safety.
You need another
You need a
safety.
linebacker
Two
next to
linebackers.
Overshown.
It's you got some work to do.
Yeah.
You got
So-
some work to do.
I would be remiss, and we would be remiss if Nick has been good about organizing the media. He got his minions going to every podium saying who talked to the Cowboys. Can you give us a flavor of, clearly they're focusing on defense. Give us a flavor on who's getting formal interviews. What are you getting out of the visits and interviews here at the Combine? Because this is about the draft.
He says it's like he wasn't one of the minions.
I'm,
He came up to me each of the last 2 days.
Clarence.
Hey, what do you need? I appreciate
You are one
your
of
help. I
Nick's
appreciate your
minions?
help.
I know. See, I didn't do
I
that.
appreciate your
No,
help.
no,
Yeah, yeah.
no.
No, these formal meetings. I mean, you don't put a whole lot of stock into it, but I think you're able to get a good sense of direction of where the Cowboys are looking here early in this draft process. You can't really, I think, start putting stock into some of these prospect visits and things like that until the 30 visits happen.
Mhm.
And even with a 30 visit, sometimes they bring in a guy on a 30 visit because they know he's going to end up at another team. Or I've been told that they'll bring in a teammate of a guy that they know that they want to draft potentially, but they already have met with this guy. And so they bring in the teammate to be like, hey, what's that guy really like behind the scenes? So, like, there's alternative motives.
You
even
might
for
bring in
30
a guy
visits.
because it's one of the like character question guys.
Absolutely.
And you bring him in and you go, nope.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, so these formal meetings, there's not a lot to put into it, but it's cool to see who they have met with.
Nick, you're a beast. I think you're incredible at your job, and we appreciate you taking.
Before we get off with him,
Okay.
we got to just recognize you were just recognized recently, right?
Yes, I appreciate you.
By
Yep.
the APSE.
Yep, that's it.
Right? What does it stand for?
AP Sports Editors.
Editors, right? For breaking news.
Oh,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
you get a lot of appreciation,
I
don't
appreciate
you?
it.
Congratulations on that, man. Out there putting in that good work.
No,
Thank you.
Nick's
Thank you.
awesome. Thanks
Can I
for
throw
hanging
in
out.
one more point about Schotty
Yeah.
really quick? He had mentioned that he wants players to play early. And now I'm starting to think about Jermon McCoy a lot right now.
Maybe just stop thinking about him, huh?
Maybe just stop thinking about him. I
Maybe
think that's
Jermon-
one food for thought moving forward.
Maybe he should go work out.
Yeah.
That's Nick Harris at the Fort
You're
Worth
such
Star
a
Telegram.
hater, man. He wants to work out at Tennessee.
Man, Short Delane ain't
Just
working
don't
out
wanna do it
either. He's
here.
man up. Avion Terrell, #1 corner for me now. Is he working out? Coming up
You don't
next,
know.
Dave Helman of The Athletic will sit down with us, and that will be our final segment of the broadcast today here on the DLLS Cowboys podcast. Want to encourage you guys all to take advantage of big savings. You like savings, don't you? I like savings. I've told you before, I like sales. I like sales because things are cheaper. I like sales on a boat. I can't think of anywhere else where I would use the word sales, but I do like them. And we've got a Diehard sale going on this week for Combine Week that you can take advantage of. Instead of $79.99 for a year of Diehard status with all DLLS, you can have it for $36. Get that Diehard membership for $36 for a year. It's an incredible value. And you're probably aware of a lot of the things that you get when you are a Diehard. #1, you get access to all of our premium content on the website. We've got beat writers for every team that you love right here in DFW, and you unlock all of that content when you're signed up to be a Diehard. You don't want to miss anything about your favorite teams, so get signed up to be a Diehard, and you'll get that. And it's not just that. You also get a free T-shirt when you sign up, which is great, right there from our merch store. Pick out whichever one suits your fancy. We got a bunch of great options. When you're a Diehard, you also get discounts on more merch. Maybe you want a hoodie. A hoodie would be a good thing for you. Maybe you want a ball cap. We got some hats. I think I'm wearing one right now. I can't see the top of my head, but I think I'm wearing one. And so, yeah, get signed up to be a Diehard at alldlls.com. Take advantage of the sale. You like to save money. You can't afford not to sign up today is kind of what's going on. And on top of all those things, you get invited to our Discord where you're hanging out with fellow DFW Diehards, which that's super sweet. And you also get access to our very own Fran Duffy's draft stuff, all of it for the NFL draft. If you're a big NFL draft fan, access to all of his scouting reports, all of his rankings. You'll know everything you need to know about the guys that the Cowboys pick. That's all the things you get when you sign up to be a Diehard. Ad-free experience on the website as well. I didn't even tell you that. So head on over, make sure that you're signed up to be a Diehard. Do that or else, which of course is not a threat. Welcome back. It's the DLLS Cowboys podcast live in Indianapolis for the NFL Scouting Combine. Please hit the like button while you're here, and please in the chat leave your favorite cookie and your favorite ice cream. And make sure you're tuning in later this evening as I'll pop on one more time to nerd out about the draft prospects. We're about to have on-field workouts. We got Caleb Banks just had a 32-inch vertical. He's 330 pounds. That dude's a monster. Just take him #1 overall. Don't worry about the fact that he barely played this year. What? The giant D tackle, the one that
I know another one.
Yeah, I don't care.
Right.
Yeah, we can trade a couple. Quinn, I don't think Quinn wants to play in this defense. Let's just move on. Get us. What can we get back? Can we get us another first? Best not to worry about it. To end the show, here is our interview with the great and powerful Dave Helman from The Athletic. Hello, friends, and welcome in as we sit down with our friend Dave Helman of The Athletic, the finest broadcaster, podcaster, writer combination. Although I guess you're not even are you even a writer anymore?
I mean, strictly speaking, I can still write. I don't do it as often as I used to, that's for sure.
The most talented non-writer podcaster in all the land, Dave Helman. What's up, buddy?
It's so good to see you.
It is good to see you. It's good to see your friends. Dave used to be at DallasCowboys.com, and Dave used to be the guy that I would get to go to bad dive bars with on a Wednesday evening to watch Maverick games or whatever, and now he's not, and it makes me sad. Now
How
he's
dare
a Chicago
you?
man.
Don't call Stan's Blue Note a bad dive bar. It is a gym.
Well, a bad dive bar according to people that we don't want to go there. So
Fair.
I'm trying to keep it empty for me.
Stan's the mozzarella sticks.
Oh, Sampler platter.
The sampler platter.
Dude,
Stands.
This is what the people are here for.
Yeah, this is good content.
Don't go to stands unless you know that I'm not there because I don't want it to be crowded. Thank you, everyone. How's Combine treating you?
It's you want real talk? Can we do real talk?
I always want real talk.
I mean,
yeah.
Don't get me wrong. The Combine's definitely interesting. You can definitely learn things. There's all the normal rumors, and we're learning about prospect measurements and who's going to work out and who's not going to work
I'm
out.
about to tell you all about arm length.
The funny thing is,
Better be funny.
It's Thursday afternoon, and like we're just now getting to that stuff.
Yeah.
Like all of the first 4 days of Combine week are like, well, this will be really interesting. Like this, Ruben Bain's measurements will be really interesting when he finally does that. Or the Brandon Aubrey conversation will be really interesting when Todd France actually meets with the Joneses.
Yeah, well, he's going to get a second-round tender, and I dare somebody to sign him. I'll take your second-round pick in a heartbeat.
It's just a whole lot of waiting for stuff to happen, and then when the stuff starts to happen is when we go home.
Yeah, the stuff that's going to start happening is really, I think, tonight, right? We get measurements, and then tonight we'll get D-line and linebackers on the field, and that's what I am excited about. And the rest of it is for NFL teams. It's like they're running through MRI machines, and they're doing all this stuff, and they're talking to agents, and
they're having the time of their life, and they're getting all the information they need. But from as an outsider, it really kicks into high gear right around the time I'm going home, which is just a funny juxtaposition.
Now I want to ask you about draft stuff. What do we do with measurables and thresholds in the year of our Lord 2026? Because I have seen Ruben Bain play a lot of football.
Before you go any further, you like him?
I love
my
Ruben
Brian Broaddus. Do you like the player?
I like the player.
You like the player.
He is my top edge player. The top one.
More than Reese. Reese bounces around.
Reese exists in his own little place.
Yeah.
Like I think he's the best player in this draft, and even that's wonky. Everything about this draft is super wonky, is what I think.
Reese or Bain, who you're drafting? Like if that was the choice in front of you and you had no other options.
Reese or Bain?
Yeah.
Reese.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I like Bain too, for the record. But
I
like Reese more, but I like Bain.
And so here comes my question to you. So Ruben Bain has been measured. He is 6'2" and a quarter inches tall. He is 263 pounds. He was listed bigger than that at Miami. His arms are 30 7/8 of an inch. There has never, that I can find, been a edge rusher with under 31-inch arms drafted in the top 100. And Ruben Bain's a projected top 10 pick.
We're drafting outliers, huh?
It's a weird year, but I guess that's what I wonder about NFL teams, because I don't know if you're familiar. I have a podcast.
I've heard.
A couple of them.
I've heard.
Technically. One of them's on my little bitty personal YouTube page. And it's called Trust the Tape. And the tape says if that information lets Ruben Bain get to number 12, the tape says, sweet.
But then,
what do you do with that?
Then you look through history and you're like, ooh, should I be concerned?
Right.
Should I be worried?
And I don't know the answer, because I do think that a part of it is that it's just what teams have always done. Like they take the outliers and they're like, meh. And like you don't get a lot of opportunities. D'Angelo Pons is going to be a tiny defensive back. I was the only one in the world that thought Ardarius Washington should be drafted.
We made fun of you for like 8 hours during that draft. We were like, Jeff, Ardarius still not going. And he's still a good NFL player.
I wasn't making the case to take him in the top 50. I'm just like, that is absolutely an NFL player.
Okay, don't you think
he is?
Bain having T-Rex arms is such a... Isn't that such a great encapsulation of what this draft is?
Absolutely.
Because, like...
The best players, I can pick every one of them apart.
Bain has T-Rex arms. My guy, who I love deeply, Mansour Delane, is just, like, completely unimpressive physically. He's not going to work out.
Not tall,
here,
probably not. I haven't seen his... I don't know if they've been measured yet, but he's not going to be tall. He's not going to be long-armed. He's probably not going to run a 4.3, and he's the best corner.
He doesn't want to do the workouts. Yeah. He's going to wait for the pro day, and I'm like, well, I wish I could.
Jermod McCoy has had, like... 500 days since he tore an ACL, and he doesn't want to work out.
Caleb Downs is a shorter,
not going to run a 4.3,
not physically impressive safety. Who am I forgetting?
Well, he's physically impressive when the play starts.
for the record, Caleb Downs is like recent Downs are like and Styles. Actually, my joke for a month has been
Downs and Styles, I think, are the two best players.
give me the Ohio State guy that's there at 12, and I don't care which
That
one
would
it
be
is.
great
I
if
don't
any
give
of
a
the
damn.
three were available.
But like Downs isn't Kyle Hamilton is what I'm trying to say. Like he doesn't look like a unicorn. He's very normal, good football player.
He's more like Gandalf. He's winning up here. You know what I'm saying?
I'm really glad you brought Tolkien into this.
Yeah.
So Downs is a safety. I mean, Styles might be my favorite guy among all of the elite prospects, and he's an off-ball linebacker. So that is the theme for the 2026 draft is like just make peace with the flawed prospect you like the most. And so, yeah, it's a little terrifying that Ruben Bain has T-Rex arms, but then you just watch him destroy the run down after down, week after week, and I'm like, yeah, you know what? In this draft class, I think you got to do what you got to do. I think
12.
I would guess
Ruben Bain's available at 12. Ohio State's gone.
all the Ohio State guys are gone. All three of them are gone.
All of them are gone. Can we take our T-Rex?
Okay, all right. Here's a fun question. Are you taking the T-Rex or are you taking Bailey? I'm just assuming if all the Ohio State guys are gone, then Bailey might be there.
Before today, my answer was Bain.
And now you're waffling.
I'm waffling, and I'm wondering, can I leave that far of an outlier above David Bailey, who measured in with that's an edge rusher?
I think I'll
250 something, big old long arm.
I'm with open eyes. I know that I could be making a mistake, but I still think I'll take Bain.
The tape's so good.
The tape is good.
It's so good. Okay, how about this? Cassius Howell, Texas A&M edge rusher.
Bad MFer.
Check this out.
He ruined my night against LSU, that's for sure.
His arms are considerably shorter than Ruben Bain's.
We knew that, though.
He will have the shortest arms of any drafted edge player
ever
in the last 20 years.
Okay.
20 years, no one who's been drafted at his position has arms that short.
That's we kind of knew that, and that's honestly, Dane and I have been doing Building the Beast for The Athletic. You can please go find us on any podcast feed.
I listen on Spotify.
Thanks,
but wherever you would like to go, you can.
Like as far back as September, Dane was like, "Yeah, he's a really great player, but the measurables are going to be concerning."
It's a bad measurable draft.
I have talked to people on the inside, scouts, who, and I'm not talking about Howell as like a top 15, top 20 guy, but it's like the production, the movement ability, the ferociousness, the attitude, first round.
But okay, and for the Cowboys,
capable.
you say not top 20. Well, guess what? We got 2 picks in the top 100, and they're both in the top 20. And if they desperately need a pass rusher, like I think Cassius Howell's home is at 20.
Yeah, I mean, you probably
Bain 12, Howell 20. Like
are we doing
not
both?
together.
We're
not
doing
together.
both.
No, we're not doing both. Well, I think we're really drifting towards a world where we're drafting the Oregon safety at 20.
I could live with that. That's fine with me.
We're just looking for one that's solid. Like, oh yeah, he's the right size.
My dream pick at 20, and it's probably wishful thinking. Because
Avion Terrell is
yes.
Yeah.
I was going to say Terrell. I swear to God.
Yeah.
If Terrell hung out till 20, and you got a guy who rushed the passer at 12, or Styles, it's so funny.
Styles would be so fun.
5 years ago, I did not want Micah Parsons because he was primarily an off-ball linebacker, and I didn't know what he could do as a pass rusher.
Yeah.
And in 2026, I'm like, give me that badass off-ball linebacker right now. I want him so bad.
So I've made fun of myself a lot in this draft cycle for the exact same reason. I'm here campaigning for off-ball linebackers and safeties at 12. But
hey, guess what?
This
thing is fluid, and the
Yeah,
game
yeah.
changes over time.
And this is going to sound really dumb. I think Styles is a better prospect than Micah was.
In terms of
as a linebacker,
Micah
ended up being something that we didn't know existed.
That's not a crazy take.
I was watching Micah Parsons, who was a lineup, and the whole team make sure that you can go tackle the running back. Like that was what he did. And my God, he was an athlete. And my God, he was strong. But like Styles has shown you chops and coverage, run fit, violence getting off blocks, diagnosing. No. Like he's a better off-ball prospect than what I thought of Micah pre-NFL.
That is, when you say it, it's like, ooh, that sounds crazy. And then you think about it for a beat, and you're like, no, that's totally fair. And Sonny Styles, like, you don't want to get in, you don't want to make too firm of a comp and set the ceiling too high.
I call him my little Fred. It's okay.
I was gonna say Fred. God, we're mind linked
I call him
today.
my little Fred.
You're drafting Sonny Styles because you think he could achieve a Fred Warner type of ceiling, and that wasn't Micah as a prospect. Like, that's not what we were talking about.
And the appeal and why I don't think Styles will even make it to 12 is because we just tore down a bunch of the best prospects in this draft.
No.
And they're going to go, what are Sonny Styles measurables? And you're going to go, oh, he got 100 out of 100 on that report card.
Styles is he's gonna run a great 40 and have like a disgusting vert.
Yeah, he's going to jump like 42 inches. He's going to jump 11 feet in the broad. He's going to run a 4.51. It's going to be nuts.
By the time, like when he's done working out, him at 12 is gonna feel like a pipe dream.
Yeah.
But so did CeeDee Lamb at 17. So who knows?
All right. Well, Dave, I appreciate you. I love you.
I love you so
You're
much.
one of my favorite people on planet Earth.
I
Maybe
agree.
my favorite. And thanks for stopping by.
Anytime, man.
Have yourself a great day. Enjoy the combine.
You too, my dude.
I'm going to say this. We can cut it right there, but I'm going to say this just in case we end a show with it. Remember, you have no idea what anybody's going through. Be cool to everybody. We love you. Be
We all silly like the mayor.